We had the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris reopen after the fire 5 years ago now, I believe. And I am happy to report they were remarkably faithful to the original. And so this is just a great excuse to look at some.
By the way, the Oracle predicted that, by the way. People thought that I was crazy, but I said back, it's so easy to be a cynic, but I said 5 years ago, they are going to build it almost exactly like it was.
What made you say that?
Because quite frankly, it is the number one or number two destination, tourist destination in the entire continent of Europe. And so my thought is that if they make it, everyone's like, oh, they're going to make it bland. And if it was up to only the bishops of France, then yeah, it might have been ugly. But the fact of the matter is, this was an important landmark for the country itself. And the French politicians realized we need to make sure that this is, like it was, because we want millions of visitors to see it every year. And the thing is, sometimes you get the right result, not because of people saying, yeah, we should build this because we love God and the highest and best reason. That would be the best reason. Build it back, build it traditional because we want to glorify God. That's the best answer. Okay? But it's better that they built it back beautifully, if for no other reason, to get people coming back and visiting again. Sometimes people get cornered into virtue. They do the right thing, maybe not for the most obviously awesomest and truest pious reasons, but they do the right thing anyway. So it's better that they do that than to have some sort of Spirit of Vatican do and make it look like garbage.
Well, the French did choose their investments. I'm not sure if you saw.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to let that one roll. That was pretty ugly.
Tom, any thoughts?
One, I wish I knew Josh, or I wish the Loopcast existed back then, because I was one of the cynics thinking that way. And your description of sometimes people are forced into virtue, you just described DC politics, I think, in like
the only way anything good gets done there.
So sometimes they scratch their heads like, we did what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what Michael Brandon Doherty over at National Review said. He said the swift rebuilding of Notre Dame and its overall adherence to tradition is a miracle enabled by the French dispensing regulations. Sadly and strangely, but thankfully, the state was more a traditionalist custodian of this than I would expect the modern church to be. And I have to agree with them.
Yeah. Hicks are epic. And Josh, you shared actually over the weekend an article from David Marcus about Trump going. So where this intersects with politics here is many, many world leaders were there in attendance, including Donald J. Trump, who president-elect, not actually the president right now. Joe Biden did not.
But the president of the United States, Jill Biden, was there.
Yeah.
Dr. Jill Biden.
President Dr. Joe Biden. And she was like, in all the pictures, she was like so chummy and smiling and like adoring of Donald Trump, who she voted for. Apparently.
Did you see the Trump True Social thing? I think he had, I don't know if it's a real cologne or a fake cologne, but he was like posted the picture of Joe Biden looking at him and was like, oh, if you want women to look at you like this, buy the fight cologne. And it was a picture.
That's pretty funny.
Gosh, there'll never be another. But yeah.
David Marcus's column on this was excellent because, I mean, 5 years ago, the world watched in anguish, he said, as Notre Dame Cathedral was engulfed in flames, one of the longest standing symbols of Christendom, totally engulfed in flames. And so here it is, a sign of rebirth, rejuvenated, and everyone is celebrating. And here they are, all the world leaders going there. And then Donald Trump comes in and he's back. It's like after a failed, Biden presidency that, I mean, it's still sort of shocking that the Harris got as much of a percentage of the vote as she did. I mean, it's just like, this was absolutely 4 years of pure total failure. And so he's back too. He comes back, coming into Notre Dame Cathedral like a hero, and all the world leaders, they were flocking to him like a moth to a flame. It was amazing to watch.